All right, Captain's Log, October 28th, 2024. It's 7:34 p.m. Been wanting to do a daily vlog, so I am. You want to do something, you just got to start doing it. I got me some fancy new little wireless mics here. You can see this little green light. I got it strapped to my seatbelt there. Got my phone on the dash. Not paying any attention to the phone. Just, you don't even know it's on if you're driving in the car. So I had to run down to Richland to run an errand, pick up a hairdryer of all things from my mama to take back to my daughter because she doesn't have one at my house. Anyway, just want to get a lot of stuff off my chest, and I don't want to have to deal with commercial breaks, and I just kind of want to change the atmosphere a little bit. I want to start doing a daily vlog, so again, I'm going to start doing one. Try to do 100 vlogs in 100 days. I don't know. Just we're going to do it until we get tired of doing it. And you can't get better at something if you don't do it. So practice makes perfect. So here we go. Unscripted, Clay Edwards. When we wake up in the morning, we're going to be 7 days from no doubt the most important election of any of our lifetimes. I firmly believe that. If you love America, if you appreciate the America that you grew up in, the old saying, your dad's America. If you love your dad's America, if you love the America that is taught in the history books, that made us the most successful country in the world, the most feared country in the world, the FAFO capital of the world, this election is the most important of our lifetimes. And my poor dog is riding in the car with me, and she just pooted, and I got to crack the windows for 1 second. Woo! Damn, Libby. Libby must be a Democrat, even though she must not like what I was about to have to say. I'm running a little interference. Maybe she knows what's best for me, trying to keep me from saying something stupid. It ain't gonna work, Libby. Many harder have tried. Anyway, so we're going to be 7 days away when we wake up in the morning from the most important election of our lifetimes. You have Donald J. Trump, my Lord and Savior, going up against the entire media establishment, going up against the entire New World Order, going up against all the racists, everybody that want to destroy our way of life, versus Kamala Harris, who is a complete nincompoop. Never really appreciated what that word meant until I've got a chance to really watch a lot of Kamala Harris here lately. A nincompoop. Last night, the Trump administration, the Trump campaign, hell, whatever the hell you want to call it, had a massive rally at Madison Square Garden. Maybe you've heard of the place. And of course, the media industrial complex, the Democrat industrial complex, the race baiting industrial complex has deemed it basically a white nationalist rally and compared it to, they feel compelled to constantly tell you that there was a Nazi rally 85 years ago at that same arena. Now, there's been a lot of events at the Madison Square Garden since then, and I've never heard them once compared to or frowned upon because there was once a Nazi rally at that venue. Now, when I get home, I'm going to pull up the old Googleator and see how many Democrat politicians have held rallies there. And I'm going to question, why haven't we drawn a comparison to those having something to do with the Nazis having had a rally there? And furthermore, you know, why were the Nazis allowed to have a rally? The Nazi sympathizers allowed to have a rally at Madison Square Garden 85 years ago? Why hasn't anybody asked that question? Can somebody answer that question for me? Why we allow the Nazis? Oh yeah, because the freedom of fucking speech is why. Because of our First Amendment rights, even if you don't like what the other person are saying, is why the Nazis were allowed to have a rally there. Fucking idiots. I hate what the Nazis have to say. I hate everything the Nazis stand for. I hate the modern day version of the Nazis, aka the Democrat Party, aka the Democrat Socialist of America, aka Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Chokwe Antar Lumumba here in the South. I hate everything these people stand for. They constantly use race and religion and hate to try to divide and conquer. And it's working, by the way, because it makes me hate a whole lot of people, mainly them and their supporters who can't see through what they're trying to do to the rest of us. They're low information supporters. It makes me fucking sick. I'm 47 years old, proud Gen Xer, grew up in the 80s and the 90s, born in 77. All through my life, we lived through the best relations in America, best race relations in America. I made a video on my TikTok, went super nuclear viral, got me a lot of hate. But you know what it was? Was it me attacking black people? Was it me using the N-word? Was it me saying how much I hate black people? Absolutely not, because none of that would be true. It was me asking black Gen X why the fuck they were so angry. Like, what are y'all so angry about? You lived through the best race relations in the history of this country and somehow came out of it angry that you didn't live through the civil rights era. It boggles my mind how we've ended up in this situation where you all are acting like you grew up with the Klan burning crosses in your yard and running you out of your neighborhoods and your houses and your churches, when I take real offense to it, because it couldn't have been any more opposite where I grew up and how I grew up and who I grew up with. I grew up, like I said in that video, I slept on y'all's couches. I slept in your bedrooms. I shared my bedroom with y'all. You slept on my couches at my parents' house in my apartments growing up. We went to school together, church together, worked together, played together. Shared some of the same women. How am we all racist? The replies to that video attempted to answer this question a lot for me. And it said, because y'all, we didn't think y'all were gonna be like your parents. Y'all disappointed us by acting like your parents. First off, my parents weren't and aren't fucking racist. So I take double offense to your responses that somehow we're all supposed to be, or not we're all supposed to be, I apologize, that we're all somehow racist and that our parents are racist because you all flipped the script, because you all changed it up and just suddenly decided that because life ain't quite panned out the way you wanted it to, that it's everybody's fault but the person in the mirror. Man, this country's been better to black people throughout my 47 years than it has to. And I don't complain. I don't complain about the opportunities y'all been given. I just want y'all to quit complaining about the opportunities you've been given when you've gotten more than we have. And yeah, that's fine. Don't bother me at all. What bothers me is you pretending that you're living in 1950s Mississippi, 1960s Neshoba County, that we're somehow still segregated by force. Now you've resegregated yourselves. I got a video dropping on my YouTube in the morning at 5:30 about November 5th, 2020. ironically, Election Day just dawned on me. The day that America was destroyed for what may be forever when you idiots elected Joe Biden instead of Donald Trump to a second term. And it's about a guy that was going to redo the old golf world out in North State Street. And he said it's going to be a black youth sports complex. And WLBT did a follow-up story today. Well, they did a story about it then, praising this man, about praising black excellence. This was going to be a tribute to black excellence. And how good it was going to be for the community. Which I guess without an iota, and I'm not trying to pick on WLBT here, but this happens a lot in Jackson, blackest city in America, is they run these stories about these black this, black that. They put the word black in there. It ain't just because it's black on. They put the word black in there. It's going to be a black da 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 da. One of the other ones they did was the Black Tech Hub by some former Amazon exec. Define Amazon exec. When y'all put it out there like she was one of the top 5 executives under Jeff Bezos. Anyway, it's just a coffee shop down on Gallatin Street now, by the way. But here we are, it'll be 4 years later to the day on Election Day 2024 that this so-called black youth complex, where they were going to have a black drive-in movie theater and a black putt-putt golf. Anyway, we're just a week shy of it being 4 years to the day, and now Jackson Councilman Kenneth Stokes was broadcasting, doing a news conference out there, demanding the city do something because it's basically turned into another city dump. Well, I thought that it was going to be a black drive-in theater and a putt-putt complex. Where's the accountability? Where's the interview with the guy that was bragging about his black investors out of New Orleans that never did anything? And I think that's a fair question. But all we get is the follow-up story with no mention, zero mention of the previous story. So I say all that to circle back to my comment about the black Gen Xers being so angry at me, for asking the question, for having the audacity to say that I've never seen a Klansman. I mean, I got death threats from people telling me to take that video down or they were going to dox me and put my address out on the internet. I told them to fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. I got threats on my life. They called my employer trying to get me fired because I said I had never seen a Klansman before. Imagine the times we live in that they got so mad that I'm not a racist and that I don't know any racists that they tried to get me fired from my job. That they threatened to put my address out there. My address ain't a secret. I'm easy to find. I'll meet anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere. I guess any place, anywhere, it's the same thing. I do not care. I'm not scared of any of y'all. And if y'all want to take me out or try to take me out because I'm not a racist and I don't know any racists, but somehow that makes me a racist, I would love to meet you in person and just kind of look at eye to eye at what may be the dumbest sumbitch I've ever met in my life. But that's the world we live in today. That somehow all came about after Barack Obama became president. And when those very ones that anointed Barack told us that if we didn't vote for an old crazy white woman and Hillary Clinton, we were somehow racist. Man, I tell you what, I wish I could bottle what the Democrats are selling to y'all. I wish I could. It is a powerful, powerful drug that they are getting y'all on to make y'all somehow think that any of that's true. And that brings us to today. That brings us to this or yesterday. When I say today, I mean this current moment in which we're living in, where they're accusing a Trump rally of being of something to do with Nazis because of Madison Square Garden 85 years ago. You know, I could maybe see this conversation if they were doing it in Neshoba where the civil rights people were killed, or something just blatantly disrespectful. You know, where just some blatant racism happened. But no. And by the way, there were Jewish people at this rally. They were leading in prayer. Anyway, it brings us to Kamala Harris, constantly doing all she can to try to get Donald Trump killed with this Nazi rhetoric. And her throwing a fit that black men are more drawn towards Donald Trump. She was on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast, and he asked her about the Blacks for Trump stuff. And it just gets me to thinking, and I made a Facebook post and a Twitter, and I made a social media post about this. I put it on all my platforms. It just gets me to thinking. Look, this ain't an original thought. I'm sure y'all have heard it from somebody else before too. How is this woman, who ain't black at all, verified, not black. Her 23andMe came back from Candace Owens. She ain't black. That aside, let's just pretend she is partially black. How is this woman, who's married to a white man, a nerdy ass white man, not even somebody from the hood? She's from Canada, by the way. How is this woman gonna have the audacity to marry a white man and then tell black men that they ain't black if they don't vote for her? Bitch, you ain't black. You ain't married to a black man. How you gonna tell anybody what they are or aren't? Real talk. Black dudes, I love y'all, man. I grew up the minority in my friend group, but I had to break up off that plantation. And I need y'all to come with me. We need you. Look, get in. We're going to save America, and we need your help. We need you with us. I don't want to run from y'all. I don't want to fight with y'all, against y'all. I want to fight with you. I want you in my foxhole. But we got to be fighting for the same cause. We got to be fighting for the same cause, and that is to make America great. I know y'all don't like that term, make America great again. You claim it's never been great for you, but bullshit, America was fucking great in the 80s and 90s and up till about 2007, right before Barack Obama took president. Look, man, I hated that the first black president really wasn't a black dude either. He was probably more like the first gay president, and he took us straight down this rainbow rabbit hole and somehow tried to turn black America against white America when he ain't done nothing for black America. Donald Trump did way more for black America than Barack Obama ever did. Y'all know that. I ain't got to sit here and try to sell y'all on that. You ain't got one verifiable lick of evidence to prove the other one, to prove the opposite. I want y'all in my camp. See, that's what I'm saying. If I was a racist, would I say I wanted you in my foxhole? Would I say I want to fight with you and beside you, not against you? Now, some of people, because I'm not a Democrat and because I hate Democrats, despise, there's only one group of people in this world I hate, and that's Democrats as a whole. I have Democrat friends. Oh, what the hell? I have one Democrat, one of my best friends. But as a monolith, as a group, I hate them. They do not have what's best for America at heart. They damn sure ain't got what's best for black people at heart. They ain't done nothing for y'all. Let me just ask yourselves, what have Democrats done for you? Every time I ask, well, what have Republicans done? Well, fucking freed the slaves, for one thing. Well, this has been episode 1. I've done a few of these, but officially, this is episode 1 of Clay in Cars. I don't know what we're going to call it. It's just me running my mouth, uninterrupted, free train of thought. Got my dog Libby here with me. Just got back home. I got some spaghetti I picked up. I'm gonna eat dinner. Do some show prep, get ready for tomorrow. We got 7 days when we wake up in the morning for the rest of our lives. What will you do tomorrow? What will you do to help save America? What are you willing to risk? I've risked it all. And God and my supporters have somehow helped me continue to find a way to pay my bills and live my life. You know, how much longer we get to do this, I don't know. How much longer I want to do this if this election don't go our way, if there's some shenanigans to somehow keep Trump out of office, I don't know how much more I got in me. I'll never quit fighting. But damn, it gets tough sometimes when you feel like everybody that you're fighting for is fighting against you when it's against their best will, best interest to be doing it. But somehow they do it. They're so brainwashed and ate up with Democrat death culture that they fight against their best interest because the Democrats told them to. Y'all stay blessed. If you ever want to help a brother out, man, swing by my website, buyfafo.com, grab a shirt, grab a hoodie, listen to my radio show, watch it live stream. I ain't trying to say nothing here, man, but I don't mind guiding you in the right direction. Peace out.